Good morning, everyone. I got my bath. And it was great. I feel soaked through. I think I'm really clean today. I want to start with the Second Amendment today. We talked about the First Amendment. My question to everyone out there is, when it comes down to it, okay, could you live without a gun? Could you? What if there were no guns? Well, it's hypothetical because there are guns, Daniela. Yes, I know. Just because there are guns out there, do I need them? Do I have to own them? Do I have the right to own them? No. No. Because a gun won't cut my vegetables like a knife does, or anything that I cook that a knife comes in really handy, right? Or scissors, for example, which, man, they are really handy if you're making a quilt or cut anything. Yes, okay, cut things. No, I mean, yeah, that's handy. That's handy. So you're given a choice between, I'm just saying, you're given a choice between, okay, so you've got, again, say you're going into the wilderness and, you know, you can only take one tool with you. Would it be a gun? One tool. I'd say, thinking, okay, what would I, probably an axe would be, right? Yes, a hatchet or an axe. Because that can be used for many different things, right? Yes, yeah. Oh, I could also defend myself and really hurt someone, right? If you hit them with an axe. Ugh, okay, all right, just saying. Right? But would it be a gun? Would you choose as the only tool to have a gun? Just asking. When it comes down to it on how we use tools in our lives, what are they for? Survival. Yes? Is a gun the number one thing that you need for survival? If the answer is yes, then you have to ask yourself, how many enemies do you have? How many enemies have we created amongst each other? Interesting, right? Yes? Why would one need to have such a focused interest on the Second Amendment unless we have a problem? Right? Yes? So, it's a side effect. Guns are a side effect of something else. What's the cause? Yes? I'm just saying. So, let's get going here. I'm home alone. I cooked twice yesterday. I made the best brunch ever. Ever. Oh, which brings me. So I found another show to watch, and it's the Barbecue Showdown. I love that show. I love the people in it. I love what they're doing. I love everything about it. And the interesting thing is that barbecue, that's an American thing. Okay? I don't care what anybody says, but that is an American thing. Right? Yes? And it's interesting to see all these people come together from different parts of our country and with different backgrounds, this and that, and on how they embrace this style of cooking. And it's completely different than the Top Chef one. I'm telling you what, you watch one season of Top Chef and then watch one season of Barbecue Showdown, and you know what I'm talking about. First of all, the bleeping of the language over their food cookies was almost non-existent in the Barbecue Showdown. And you're looking at the people who are actually cooking there, and they maybe have had Okay, look, guys, we want to keep the language at this or that, but I don't think it's just that. I think that the quality of the people cooking that kind of food, because barbecue is what? It's a family oriented style of cooking. That's what it is. And because of that, it has a completely different atmosphere, harmony, unity with the food, with who you're making it for. This, then, for example, a top chef where who gets to eat that food? Yes? Who can afford to eat food like that? Yes? I'm just saying. Isn't it interesting? Okay, I'm just saying. Go and check out the difference. My brother-in-law, as I said, as I was cooking twice down there, I feel like all we did was just watching that one season together and me in the kitchen all the time. He still needs to rest his leg because of the hamstring problem and stuff. But it was great. We loved it. And we talked about it. I said, oh, look, what is this, that? And I ended up, my husband came in the evening, brought all the stuff again for his carnivore diet. And we had just been watching on how they made a meat roll. And I said, you know what? I'll make that for my husband. So because he can only have cheese and bacon and steak and eggs and okay, whatever. So I pounded that he brought some New York strip steaks. Okay, I am not. Okay. How does one cook that one now? So, but anyway, so I pounded it first to make it bigger, and then I put some cheese in the middle. I rolled it up, and then I put bacon around it. Put it in the oven for so and so long, and then broiled the whole thing underneath in also in the oven. Broiled it to get the bacon more crispy. Oh, he loved it. He loved it, and I was like, oh well, that's different again, right? Yes, but just to make it a little more interesting for him. But I got the idea from okay, not that I didn't already know you could do that, but you have to think about these things. Right? So anyway, love that show. Just love it. I hope they'll make more of it, and the people in it too. Again, the on how they worked together, right? Support each other, encourage each other. In some ways, at one point, the judges went, they're helping this guy, but don't they realize that this is a competition and that could kind of right? But the people didn't care because they wanted to keep on going together, right? Put the best forward of each other, and then be judged by that. And wonderful. I just loved it. Oh, it's a great show. Anyway, wonderful people. And the other thing that I noticed in it too, even though backgrounds are different, this and that, they were all Americans, loved barbecuing, and they used their heritage, but in a way, it was American heritage. Do you know? Okay, you got to go see it in order to really understand what I'm saying. It's on Netflix. Yep. Wonderful. Just it's I often ask Spirit World and God, my Father in heaven, my parents in heaven. Where is the balance here when I watch certain shows or show me something, show me on how it's done right, that it is out there, and it is. And here it comes, and the difference between both of these shows, which I both enjoyed, when it comes to the cooking parts, this snap, except for there's no way I would eat. I would not want. I'm thinking now, what Top Chef taught me is that in these kitchens where they make this supposedly superb food, so elevated this snap, all the cussing and cursing that goes into that food, I don't want to eat. I don't. Even more so now, I'm going, nah, I got my own kitchen. And I know that when I cook, there's love, dedication, ingenuity, imagination going into my dishes with the ingredients that I have. But no cussing, no cursing, no condemning the food, no treating people around me like you're in the way. This, that. No, no, I don't want that. I don't want to eat something. But I've also learned that you can trust barbecue people to really, that's good food. That's, there may be some frustration, this and that, but it's not voiced, not put into the food, right? And as I have seen in that other show. Do you know what I mean? Some people don't care about that. I get it. But what does it matter? It matters to me because I do believe in spirit world, spiritual existence, spiritual energy. I like the good energy quite a bit more than a negative one. Okay, done with that. Let's go to the second book of Chronicles 10. There. All the leaders of Israel came to Shechem for Rehoboam's coronation. Meanwhile, friends of Jeroboam, son of Nebat, sent word to him of Solomon's death. He was in Egypt at the time, where he had gone to escape from King Solomon. Ooh. He now quickly returned and was present at the coronation and led the people's demands on Rehoboam. Wait a minute. So Rehoboam was friends with him, with Jeroboam, but King Solomon wanted to kill him. Hey, your father was a hard master, they said. Huh? What? Who said that? I thought Solomon was so wise and kind and what's this now? Your father was a hard master, they said. Be easier on us than he was, and we will let you be our king. Okay, so what does that mean? So Solomon was, okay, you have to follow God's word, you have to follow God's commandments, you have to follow God's guidance, and that was hard on the people. Was that it? It doesn't say. You think that was it. Let's find out. Maybe we'll find out. Rehoboam told them to return in 3 days for his decision. He discussed their demand with the old men who had counseled his father Solomon. What shall I tell them? He asked. If you want to be their king, they replied, you will have to give them a favorable reply and treat them with kindness. Oh, wait a minute. So what does that say now about his father? Well, how did his father treat the people? Not with kindness, because the advisors just said here, you need to treat them with kindness. So does that mean that his father Solomon did not treat the people with kindness? Hmm. 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 Okay. What shall I tell them? He asked. If you want to be their king, okay, treat them with kindness. But he rejected their advice and asked the opinion of the young men who had grown up with him. Remember? Oh, yeah. What do you fellows think I should do? He asked. We've already read about this too. Shall I be easier on them than my father was? No, they replied. Now it comes out. Tell them, if you think my father was hard on you, just wait and see what I will be like. Tell them my little finger is thicker than my father's loins. I am going to be tougher on you, not easier. My father used whips on you, but I'll use scorpions. Aha, now we know. No, this wasn't about whips. What does that tell us? Okay. So when Jeroboam and the people returned in 3 days to hear King Rehoboam's decision, he spoke roughly to them, for he refused the advice of the old men and followed the counsel of the younger ones. Well, I also have to ask, well, if these older men had been counseling Solomon, why didn't they counsel Solomon? Say, hey, be kinder to the people. Do you really need all this stuff? Yes, I do, because I have 300 wives and 700 concubines, plus all them kids. Plus, I have to keep my status amongst all these other kings out there. So guess what? Oh, okay. All right, got it. My father gave you heavy burden, but okay, right there. My father gave you heavy burden. In what? Taxes? Keeping up Solomon's court? Most likely. Ugh, this is so sad to read. Well, anyway. I will give you heavier, he told them. My father punished you with whips, but I will punish you with scorpions. So the king turned down the people's demands. God caused him to do it in order to fulfill his prediction spoken to Jeroboam by Ahijah the Shilonite. Yeah, I remember that one too. So again, God caused Rehoboam to do what he did because it was already predicted. Really? How does God come across here again? Huh? Really? Was God such a pyramid guy where all he cared was about kings and the top tier of all that? And gosh, anything happens, anything you do or say or don't do, I'm going to make everyone else, not you, because, if you do end up doing the right thing, I'm going to bless you. I'm going to bless your family. But everyone else, I'll make sure that they're going to be plagued with starvation and other plagues and sickness and, because they deserve it. How is God being portrayed here again? For whose benefit? To make excuses again? Oh, so that a prediction can come true? What? Oh. How does that sound right? When the people realized what the king was saying, they turned around and deserted him. Forget David and his dynasty, they shouted angrily. We'll get someone else to be our king. Let Rehoboam rule his own tribe of Judah. Let's go home. So they did. That's when the split happened. Again, if the people were really, what happened when the temple was all done, this and that, at the big feast, all these people came, pilgrimage, blah, 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 and oh yeah, right? How come the people, just the common people, didn't say there was nobody there, no one, none, in all those tribes, all that leadership that was everywhere, in those tribes, in the families, head of household, the men, and none of them said, hey, you know what? We have God's guidance. Why don't we just say, look, kings are not it. This is not what we need. No, what they did is, let's just go and do our own thing with another king. Seriously? Isn't that kind of what people are doing with the Second Amendment? Really? Is that really a part of God's thing? Or is it just something that people want? And why do you want it? For what? Okay, just saying. Right? Yes? Okay. Hey. The people of the tribe of Judah, however, remained loyal to Rehoboam. Well, because they were right there. They lived right there. What are they going to do? Afterwards, when King Rehoboam sent Hadoram to draft forced labor from the other tribes of Israel, the people stoned him to death. When this news reached King Rehoboam, he jumped into his chariot and fled to Jerusalem. Whoopity whoop whoop. See ya, wouldn't want to be ya. And Israel has refused to be ruled by a descendant of David to this day. What happened to God's promise to David's people, David's family, that they would, if they... So what happened? Oh, well, so what? I'm just saying. Right? That's the end of 10. Hey, goodness sakes. Did God have anything to do with this? No, it's just the people. Every decision that was made is made by the people. Every one of them. Right? Yes? It's the truth, isn't it? Well, why pull God into it then? Make him look like what? Huh? Now God's supposed to choose which side he wants to be on Israel. Huh? I could just see Father in heaven going, well, why would anyone ask any parent to choose one child of theirs above another? Oh, I know some parents are doing that. I have no idea how that works. I have no idea. That needs to be explained to me. I have no idea. No, I can't. No. Mm-mm. No. Mm-mm. Each one of my children will come and say, Mom, I know that I am your favorite. She said, you think so? I said, does that make you feel better? I said, okay. But every one of them will come and tell us, I know that really secretly I am your favorite, right? Looking at them. That's great that all of my children feel that way. Must be doing something right. Yes? Anyway. So, again, back to the Second Amendment one more time, really quick. Yes? So if we want to pull God into it all, right? Then, okay, I wonder what kind of answers people will get when they're asking God. Go ask. Okay, who would you want rather to have a gun? That side, these people, or that side, the other side, those people? Who would you favor? Who would you be with? I'd like to hear what the answers that people would get from their gods. Because I know that my God would say, are you crazy? Why would you do something like that to me? That I would have to choose amongst my children on whom should live and whom should die. Anyway, that's all I have to say today. I got things to do. God's love and blessings always. May He protect you. And I will talk to you another time.